Hi everybody, I'm J-Man, and today we're playing Madden Career Mode. We've got J-Man Magic 8 right here on screen. He is texting, getting ready for this week's game. What we're going to do from here on out is we're going to skip the training. We get points just for having experienced it, so we'll skip it. I want to get the golds, but I've already gotten a few golds, so I don't need them. And we've been having some recent problems where it's freezing and glitching out and not allowing us to actually do the training. So we're just going to start skipping those. They are fun, they are nice little mini games, but they're not affecting the game itself. Now, before we get to the game itself, Bible time. Today's verse is from Jeremiah 23:5. Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will raise up for David a righteous branch, and he shall reign as king and deal wisely, and shall execute justice and righteousness in the land. There's a lot there to go over. I may keep the Bible handy in case I feel like I need it again, but if I forget what it actually said, I've been forgetting what other things actually say, so we're going to do the simulate training from here on out. That's just what we're going to do. Not going to worry about that anymore, just because of the issues and the glitching. We are going up against another team that is 5-1, so this should be an exciting game. A rival team, actually. They're in our division, so we definitely need this win so that we can make it to the playoffs before, so they don't get to the playoffs. Alright, so from a Christian perspective, this verse has an obvious directive. It's directed at Jesus. From a non-Christian perspective of somebody who lived before Jesus, this is why the Jews are looking for the king to come and rule the land. This is why when Jesus said, I am God, Israel said, no, you're not. You can't be, because you aren't here to follow through with what Jeremiah 23:5 said. You're not doing that. And that was Jesus. Jesus was trying to make the point of, I don't necessarily have to do what's in the scripture, because I'm going to do it whether it's now or at a future time. So the thing about this is, everything that Jesus is about a future time. So when Jesus comes to earth, he comes to earth with the purpose of dying, that's in the future, and coming back to life in the future from dying, and then coming again at the end of the world. That's when he saves the world. Okay, so exactly. I'm gonna turn this down. I turned it up earlier for something else. Too much screaming in my ear. Alright, hold under 100 rushing yards. I may not have to do that on my own, so that's good. And 3 tackles, so we've got a chance to get some extra experience points here. That's really good. Does this mean then that this verse is 100% about, I've got to stop doing that, about Jesus? And my answer is yes. This verse is 100% about Jesus. It's just that the disciples didn't understand at the time either, but it's that the people who read the scriptures all the time, oh no, alright, I will take that, because I thought that was going to be a pass, or a run. It was a pass. I don't know who got credit for the tackle though. They did get a first down, which is unfortunate, but I'm okay with that because it wasn't a run. Oh. Good job, number 21. I should have held back. I might have actually been able to do something about that. See, this particular verse, it talks about what will happen on Jesus' return trip to earth. It doesn't talk about what will happen on Jesus' first trip to earth. I see them as being joined together, because in Jesus' first trip to earth, don't think so. Nice, yeah. Behind the line too. Okay, that's my first tackle. I didn't get that first one, which felt like I was close enough to it, but there we go. I barely touched him too. What was that? That wasn't even, I didn't even try. I just pushed the button. But no, it really didn't look like J-Man Magic 8 tried. Okay. So I always talk a lot about the death, the burial, and the resurrection. And to me, the death, the burial, and the resurrection have a lot to do with this verse. There is definite ties to it, because for it to truly be about justice that we understand as justice and righteousness, that's what Jesus did at the cross. Jesus accomplished that when he died. I opened up so that runner could get in for the sack. I will take that as helping out with that. I didn't get the sack myself, but I mean, like, that, I definitely helped with that. J-Man Magic 8 was totally in on that. Get Dak Prescott, because look how J-Man Magic 8 takes that block, and because J-Man Magic 8 has that block, the other guy can run right in. So there we go. That's teamwork right there. So everything that happened at the cross fits with what Jeremiah said in this verse, that God said through Jeremiah. But there's another difference here as well. The other difference is that Jesus won't fully be part of the what is it? Jesus won't, that none of that will fully happen until the return of Jesus. So there's an aspect of this that is, yes, Jesus did this on the cross, but it can't be completed until the return. So the Bible talks about Jesus being at the right hand of God, and I believe that's where Jesus is right now. But I also believe that Jesus will remain at that spot through the rest of eternity. I mean, it's not that it stops now. When Jesus comes back, once he comes back, he'll never be at the right hand of God again. I believe that that's how it remains. He remains at the right hand of God, unending. But it can't, the verse itself can't be fulfilled until the end. I just was trying not to touch anybody. Until the end of the world has happened. Until, that wasn't blown. I whiffed. That was close. I almost had it. It's until the end of the world. Now, it says a branch of David. So this leads to the fact that Jesus is a descendant of David, King David, and this is true because Jesus' father Joseph is in the line of King David. So you've got the directive through who Jesus is based on, you're nowhere near it, what are you doing? Who Jesus is based on his lineage, and David and Bathsheba and Solomon being part of that lineage. That I got to stop doing that. I'm trying to be a team player is what I'm trying to do. But being in that lineage of David and Solomon that we see in Matthew, we see that lineage in Matthew. Oh, they got a touchdown. All right. No, it's all right. It happens. Matthew goes through the entire lineage of Jesus from Israel to Joseph. Abraham, actually, to Joseph. And we see all the lineage, and that's how we know that it's talking about Jesus, because Jesus is in the line of David. From there, okay, from there we know that the truth about what Jesus was here for, and justice and righteousness being restored at the cross, are important pieces of that puzzle. Along with that, not just the justice and the righteousness, but the truth and the wisdom and the ruling. The true ruling won't come until the end of the world is upon us, until the world is done. Once the ideas put in place in Revelation, the stories that we see in Revelation come true, that's when the completion of. So there's this ending of Revelation where God sends everybody who doesn't believe in God to hell. And this includes Satan, and it includes Satan, it includes a long list of people, historic leaders, who didn't want to accept Jesus, who didn't want to believe that Jesus was who Jesus said he was, including some of the Pharisees that were there that night, that were part of the death of Jesus, and after the resurrection didn't want to accept it, believed that Jesus was going to have somebody steal the body. And that's what they believed. They believed the body was stolen, and because those people believed that the body was stolen, that's kind of the things that you get those are kind of the people who aren't going to accept it, aren't going to believe it, and they're going to get thrown to the lake of fire as described in Revelation. They are going to be ended. That's just what Revelation talks about. That's what the idea of Revelation is. I don't know who got the tackle there. I think J-Man was on it, but I don't think he got it. Cersei, okay. Yeah. I mean, you could kind of consider it a half a tackle. He was there for it. He helped bring him down. Just Cersei was there first. And so, even though, there we go. Even though it's there in Scripture, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's been completed yet. Jeremiah says what God tells him to say. Not necessarily not necessarily that he saw a vision, but God said this is what's going to happen. And Jeremiah said, well, if this happens, then this is how it's going to happen. And that's how it happened. So then, after the events happened, people on earth didn't believe that God had come the way that he said he would come, because they believed that if that was the case, then if it was the case that God had come the way God said he would come, then they would have been freed from the Romans. And they weren't freed from the Romans. The Romans still had power. Oh, he's out of bounds. Yeah, he didn't have control. He didn't have both feet. Okay. The Romans remained in power for another 70 or so years. So that's why the Israelites... Oh, they did get it. Okay, whatever. That's why the Israelites struggled with believing, is this man who he says he is? Wait. Whatever. It's all tied up now. So, oh, it's still all tied up? Uh-oh. So just because Jesus said he was who he was, he didn't ever say that he was of the line of David. Oh, my battery could die on us. It was never made clear to anyone that that's who he was. So it wasn't a touchdown, okay. That was a deep pass though. I don't like this. And then since Jesus didn't rule from that point, he didn't. He allowed himself to die. And after he died, he came back from dead, and oof, that wasn't blown coverage. I had a couple of guys I was kind of supposed to be on. I was in the right area. 3rd and 3, 2-minute warning. So it's not that what Jeremiah said was going to happen didn't happen. It's that because God is, was, and is to come, like it says in Revelation. That was my 3rd tackle. I got that tackle. How did I not? What? That should have been my 3rd tackle of the game, not my 2nd tackle of the game. Ooh, uh-oh. Alright, whatever. So, we can see then that even though it says one thing, it doesn't mean that... Yeah, that's weird. Oh, no. Okay, can't win them all. Had a great start to this one. Defense actually was doing really good. No, I guess defense got rockier than I thought. Did I just run over that guy literally with the turf? I hope not. Well, that was Cersei's 3rd tackle. Okay, kind of glitchy. So you can see that Jeremiah saw what was going to happen, and then he saw what happened. I don't think J-Man got that tackle, though. Yeah, Trent Williams, okay. I think that J-Man Magicate, not J-Man Magicate, I'm talking about my player here now. You know what? I think we lost this game. That's okay. We're actually, it's all right. We just gave the Broncos free access into the playoffs, though. Thankfully, it's still early in the season. Anything can happen. We got more sacks this game than we've gotten in any other game. I know I kind of lost track on my thought process but I also feel like I said everything I wanted to say. Also, we allowed only 19 rushing yards, which the goal was to allow less than 100 rushing yards. So J-Man Magicate should get a pretty decent experience boost for that. Oh, wait, hold on. What? Oh, okay. So J-Man Magicate might actually be leveling up here pretty soon. But, what I had to learn was that, yeah, no. Yes, hold for under 100 yards, got that, okay. So, some serious experience, which gets us an upgrade player. What I had to learn, field general, of course, because that gets us a bunch of stuff. Awareness, recognition, +2 tackle. Alright. One thing that I had to learn in school was that sometimes what a prophet sees and talks about is on many different levels. So, like we can see in this, Jeremiah, this prophet, saw the shoot of David, and he knew that their king was going to fall when Babylon took that king. And then he said, another king will come from that. And that was far down the line. But because, as a Christian's perspective, I see that in Jesus, and I see some of those activities in the death, burial, and the resurrection, that's why I see it at the cross. And then I have to remember that it's not complete until Jesus returns. So thank you for watching. May God bless you. And remember, when Jesus returns, he wants to know who loves him like he loves you.